Good morning, everyone. I hope you are fine. In our lecture today, we will discuss Prologue and Dr. Faustus, a tragedy by Christopher Marlowe. This lecture of the tragical history of Dr. Faustus by Christopher Marlowe will discuss Prologue, a summary and analysis that includes the chorus and its functions, the story, Dr. Faustus's background, the Renaissance versus the medieval, the Greek myth of Icarus, and lastly, Dr. Faustus and diplomacy. Moving on to the summary of Prologue in Dr. Faustus. Well, the chorus is a single actor enters and introduces the plot of the play. So in Dr. Faustus, we have a chorus, and this chorus in the prologue consisted of a single actor. It doesn't matter if it is a single actor or a group of actors, as we have previously said. This chorus said that this story, it will involve neither love nor war, he tells us, but instead will trace the form of Faustus's fortunes. Later, the chorus chronicles how Faustus was born to lowly parents in the small town of Rhodes, how he came to the town of Wittenberg to live with his kinsman, and how he was educated at Wittenberg, a famous German university. However, after earning the title of Doctor of Divinity, Faustus became famous for his ability to discuss theological matters. And this is so important, his education and his ability to discuss theological matter. We will know why later on throughout the discussion of Dr. Faustus. The chorus adds that Faustus is swollen with cunning and has begun to practice necromancy or black magic. The prologue concludes by stating that Faustus is seated in his study. So, the prologue, as we have said before, is the beginning or exposition to the play. It introduces the main character, who is Dr. Faustus, his background, his family, his education, and even his career. The chorus makes it clear that Dr. Faustus transformed from the signs of divinity into black magic or necromancy. Now, after giving a brief summary to Prologue in Dr. Faustus, now I will move on to the analysis of this prologue. So as we have seen, we have an introduction to Dr. Faustus by the chorus. So what is the chorus and its functions in Dr. Faustus? The chorus's introduction to the play links Dr. Faustus to the tradition of Greek tragedy, in which a chorus traditionally comments on the action. However, here the chorus not only gives us background information about Faustus's life and education, but also explicitly tells us that his swelling pride will lead to his downfall. On the other hand, although we tend to think of a chorus as a group of people or singers, it can also be composed of only one character, as we have just said. Okay, throughout the prologue, The chorus introduces us to the story of Dr. Faustus. The chorus says, not marching now in fields of Thrasymene, where Mars did mate the Carthaginians, nor sporting in the dalliance of love, in courts of kings where state is overturned, nor in the bomb of a broad Odysseus' deeds. These lines make it clear that this story is not about war, not marching now in fields of Thrasymene, nor about love, nor sporting in the dalliance of love, and nor about bravery too, nor in the bomb of a broad Odysseus' deed. So, what is it about? The chorus actually answers this question by making it clear that this story is about Dr. Faustus. So, the chorus gives us a background information about Dr. Faustus. The chorus says, and speaks for Faustus in his infancy. Now is he born, his parents' base of stock, in Germany, within a town called Rose. Of riper years, to Wittenberg he went, whereas his kinsmen chiefly brought him up. So soon he profits in divinity, the fruitful plot of scholarism graced, that shortly he was graced with doctor's name. So Dr. Faustus's background is of being common and poor, with a low status, as his parents are of base of stock. Faustus was shortly he was graced with doctor's name. Faustus excels in his field as he is a doctor. Well, the background information about Dr. Faustus, his life, his family, his education, and his career leads us to discuss the difference between the Renaissance and the medieval. Actually, Dr. Faustus makes it clear that the Renaissance values are contrasted to the medieval era's values. How come? Well, the way that the chorus introduces Faustus, the play's protagonist, is significant, since it reflects a commitment to Renaissance values. The European Renaissance of the 15th and 16th centuries witnessed a rebirth of interest in classical learning and inaugurated a new emphasis on the individual in painting and literature. In the medieval era, however, that preceded the Renaissance, the focus of scholarship was on God and theology. In the 15th and 16th centuries, the focus turned toward the study of humankind and the natural world, culminating in the birth of modern science in the work of men like Galileo Galilei and Isaac Newton. Actually, the Prologue locates drama squarely in the Renaissance world, where humanistic values hold sway. Classical and medieval literature typically focuses on the lives of great and famous saints or kings or ancient heroes, but this play, the chorus insists, will focus not on ancient battles between Rome and Carthage, or on the courts of kings, or the bomb of proud Odysseus' deeds. Instead, we are to witness the life of an ordinary man born to humble parents. The message is clear. In the new world of the Renaissance, an ordinary man like Faustus, a common born scholar, is as important as any king or warrior, and his story is just as worthy of being told. On the other hand, The chorus argues that Dr. Faustus's story is similar to that of the Greek myth of Icarus. The chorus says, "Till swollen with cunning of a self-conceit, his waxen wings did mount above his reach." These two lines are important. The first line that says, "swollen with cunning of self-conceit," reveals Dr. Faustus as an arrogant. And the second line that says, "his waxen wings did mount above his reach," we have a reference to Icarus. From this, it is clear Faustus is an Icarus-type character who tried to push boundaries and fell like the devil due to his transgression. In other words, the story that we are about to see is compared to the Greek myth of Icarus, a boy whose father, Dalilos, gave him wings made out of feathers and beeswax. Icarus did not heed his father's warning and flew too close to the sun, causing his wings to melt and sending him plunging to his death. In the same way, the chorus tells us Faustus will mount above his reach and suffer the consequences. Lastly, the prologue closed with these lines. The chorus says, "And melting heavens conspired his overthrow, for, falling to a devilish exercise, he should face upon cursed necromancy. Nothing so sweet as magic is to him." We have here important lines like, "and melting heavens conspired his overthrow." The course makes it clear that Dr. Faustus's downfall was planned from the start by Lucifer, and melting heavens conspired his overthrow. On the other hand, necromancy are dark arts which consist of conjuring the dead. Another good quote is, "Nothing so sweet as magic is to him." This quote makes it clear that for Dr. Faustus, magic is everything. That was the end of our lecture today. For further reading, please refer to these references. Next lecture, I will discuss Scene 1 of Dr. Faustus, a tragedy by Christopher Marlowe. Thank you very much for your time and good luck.